Well, welcome everybody to the November 2nd Public Council meeting here in town of Conception Bay South. First order of business, we're going to adopt the agendas and minutes from the previous meetings. And so first thing out the gate is the adoption of the meeting agenda for November 2nd, 2021. Paul Connors, seconded. Josh Barrett, all in favor? Adoption of the meeting minutes for October 12th, 2021. Councillor Tilley, Councillor Moores, thank you very much. Business arising from the previous minutes will be dealt with throughout the council meeting or dealt with in coming council meetings, of course. And I believe tonight on the agenda, we do not have any visitors, presentations, or petitions. So we're going to skip right to new business. And this evening, we are going to start with Councillor Josh Barrett.
Thank you, Mayor. Geez, I feel like it's been a while since we met, and lots of exciting things going on, which is really great. One thing I wanted to note, I wanted to thank all those that attended and volunteered with the CVS Community Garden event, the pumpkin stroll. I guess it was a couple nights, or last night. Yeah, it was. They had over 800 pumpkins. It was a really awesome event. I know they've had it a couple years running now, and it's great for the kiddos and great for all ages, and so I really enjoyed that. Our family really enjoyed that last night. So thanks for everyone that made that happen. Something else I wanted to point out, I know last week we had swimming registration that went live, and then we had some hiccups with that, and I know a number of folks when it comes to that get a bit stressed out regarding registration and stuff like that. I just want to make a note that, we have chatted and we are trying to look at some ways we can try to alleviate some of that stress, particularly for the little ones that we'd like to get registered. And so just want to point that out there, and hopefully we can help that out a bit moving forward. But yeah, that's it tonight. Thanks.
Thank you, Councillor Barrett. Councillor Hardy.
Thank you, Mayor Bent. Just really want to do another shout out to the Bright Business Achievement Awards that we attended a couple of weeks ago. It was a really well put together event. A lot of businesses were well recognized, and it was nice to even hand deliver some awards to some of the business who were not able to attend. So no, thank you for that.
Thank you, Councillor Hardy. Councillor Moores.
Thank you, Mayor Bent. I guess I just want to do a little shout out for the sports community. We had our Queen Elizabeth Pioneers won the 4A soccer championships a couple weeks ago for school. And for what I've been told is the first time in 24 years, I think, that they won that, so that's very exciting. We also recently had the Premier's Athletic Awards, and there were a lot of individuals from Conception Bay South that won. Athletics, we had Daniel Earls, ball hockey, Drew Shepard, rugby, Thomas Howell. Skating, we had Jonathan Flynn. Soccer, Lauren Rowe. And we also had Stephen Westcott. So I think that's a big congratulations, something to be proud of, that we have such strong athletes here in CBS.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I want to bring, I guess, recently there was a resident of our town, Mr. Paul Smith, who was recognized with a Senior Distinction Award. So I just wanted to congratulate him and just give a little bit of an update on him, because Paul's been involved in our community for a long time. He's a Beaver Cub Scout. He was a Beaver Cub Scout leader. He was a member of the Knights of Columbus and a volunteer at St. Edward's Church in Kelligrews. He's a long-serving member of the Heart and Stroke Foundation, where he developed, and the longest running volunteer-led Bowl for Heart. And he's a member of the Partridge Forever Club. But here in CBS, he's probably better known as a builder coach for softball. He was founder of the Conception Bay South Minor Softball League. In 2017, he received Softball Canada Volunteer of the Year Award, and he was an incumbent, or was inducted into the CBS Hall of Fame, and he's also a former Citizen of the Year here for CBS. So I just want to take this opportunity to congratulate Paul. I think it would be appropriate for you to probably write a letter of congratulations if it hasn't already been done on behalf of council, and he really deserves this award.
Absolutely, Councillor Connors, and we'll do that for sure, and thank you for bringing that forward. Councillor Butler.
Thank you, Your Worship. Let me see, 835 pumpkins strong. That's right, Councillor Barrett. I was there last night. I didn't count them all, but that's what I was told by Stephen, and I believe Stephen. He was pretty excited the whole evening there he was. So that was a lovely evening. The weather cooperated. Oh my gosh, what a great time I had. And so did all the people trying to find their own pumpkins. And another great little thing. CBS wins Take Charge NL Community Impact Award. Take Charge NL's Luminary Awards celebrate brilliance in energy efficiency across Newfoundland and Labrador. The Community Impact Award recognizes a municipality that has excelled in energy efficiency through campaigns, projects, building development, and energy management. The town of Conception Bay South has worked to enhance the energy efficiency and sustainability of municipal buildings and the community at large through numerous energy efficiency upgrades to our municipal facilities, including heat pumps and LED lighting installations, and through our educational social media campaigns, hashtag Sustainable CBS, and resources found on our Sustainable CBS webpage. A formal presentation of the award will take place in the coming weeks. We are thankful for this recognition, and we look forward to continuing our work to be a more energy efficient and sustainable community. Thank you, Your Worship.
Thank you, Councillor Butler. Councillor Hillier.
Yes, Your Worship, Councillor Moore's mentioned a large group of some of our current athletes that are doing so well. I want to recognise another one of our athletes, a long-term resident of Conception Bay South, formerly of Trepassey, Ms. Colleen Martin Ward, who in the last week or so was inducted into Newfoundland Labrador Athletics Association. And I'll read from the shoreline to make sure I get all the notes. She was one of the very first female athletes to compete in athletics in Newfoundland, paving the way for others to follow. She dominated the road racing scene all through the 1970s and early 80s, winning numerous races and setting new provincial records in many of those. She has the distinction of being a 4-time consecutive Telly 10 champion from 1976 1979. Had the privilege of being a teammate of Colleen's with the Mon track team, I won't say 100 years ago, but it was a while back. Not my greatest athletic moment, let me tell you, but she was certainly a fabulous track athlete, and I want to pass along my congratulations to her. Actually lives in Thompson. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Hillier. And Councillor Tilley.
Thank you, Your Worship. I just want to reiterate on what Councillor Connor said about Paul Smith. I had the opportunity to know Paul for quite a number of years. When I was president of minor softball, I went in, I guess, as a bit of a green thumb, and Paul took me under his wing, and he's got a love in his heart for minor softball in Conception Bay South. So, congratulations to Paul on that. Speaking of softball, we have 5 young gentlemen who have just been named to the Team Newfoundland's Canada Games Summer Games team for Newfoundland and Labrador. They'll be competing at the Canada Summer Games in, I think it's July of 22 in Niagara Falls. And I'd like to say a big shout out to Logan Power, Lyndon Power, Alex Williams, Jacob Gill and Luke Strickland. All those guys are members of the Conception Bay South Minor Softball Association. And of course, wherever the Power kids goes and these kids, Dad normally follows. So Lowell is the head coach of the team. So we wish those guys all the best of luck.
Thank you, Councillor Tilley. Deputy Mayor Goss.
Thank you, Mayor Bent. I want to speak to something that's upcoming on this Sunday, November the 7th. The Giver on the River is at Manuel's River. It's a community fun run, and this is a great event. This is the 9th Giver on the River, and there are 2 races. There's a 3-kilometer and a 5-kilometer, and it's walk or run with your family, on your own, with your kids. And the 3-kilometer race starts at 9 o'clock, and the 5-kilometer starts at 10. And this is just a super community event. I've been involved with it a number of years, and it's truly inspiring when you see families, children, grandparents coming across the finish line. And there's still room if people would like to register, some spaces left. Just go to the Manuel's River website or the Facebook page or call the center. Parking is at the St. Thomas of Villanova School, and we have a bus shuttle that'll be taking participants back and forth. So anyway, just a great event to get out and have a little bit of fun and get out for those last few great days of the fall. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor Goss, and hopefully some good weather this Sunday to get the event off and going. Lots of accolades this evening from the sporting community. I'll just mention one thing in particular. Grace Nolan, a local soccer player, just spent the last few days out at the Vancouver Whitecaps training facility in Vancouver, chosen as one of two from across the province to attend this very prestigious training. And congratulations to Grace. And the report back from the technical director in this province was, certainly on the first day, she was the best player on the field, and it was players invited from all across the country. So it's great to hear that. Just a note as well, condolences to the Power family, and I believe Councillor Hillier would know Hubert Power had passed away, and of course Mr. Power, a long history in the soccer community in this town, and I had the pleasure of meeting him at the 40th anniversary a few years ago, and so condolences to Hubert Power's family for sure. I'm just going to move on to some business items. First of all, I want to say I'm very pleased to announce that the town has issued permits to Ocean Choice International that will allow them to begin construction on a wharf and finger pier in the southwest corner of Long Pond Harbor on the industrial side. Yes?
Excuse me, Mayor Bent.
Yes.
I would like to step outside because in conflict.
Sure.
As I have family members that own property in the area.
Sorry, Deputy Goss. Yes, no problem. Okay. Thank you. As I was saying, the town has issued the permit that will lead to the construction eventually of a cold storage facility. The town received over $42,000 in permit fees today, with tax revenue for the town and the user fees for the Long Pond Harbor Authority to come. The permit issued after the company satisfied all conditions being issued by the federal and provincial bodies involved in this, so they have all their permits in line. And they can now start construction on the $15 to $20 million investment for our town as they choose. It's been a long process, a lot of work from town council and staff, and of course consultation throughout the process. And it's great to finally see OCI as a business partner here in our community. It's also my pleasure to talk for a little bit about bringing a professional hockey team to Conception Bay South for the next 2 weekends. I want to thank, actually I want to bring Deputy Goss back in. I don't think she's in conflict on this one, so we'll wait for her to come back in. We're going to have to actually get one of those quick cone of silence. It didn't work for Max Smart, no, but it's easier on Zoom to put somebody in the penalty box for a second too. Thank you, Deputy. First of all, I want to thank our user groups for being gracious and supportive in providing their ice time to allow the Newfoundland Growlers to play their first games of the season at our CBS Arena. Our skating club, minor hockey, junior renegades, and senior blues are all affected, and we work with all the groups and are making arrangements. Final details are still being worked out to ensure that they have all the time that they need. It's great to have the Growlers here, not only for their on-ice skills, of course, but most importantly, to showcase our facility and our town during their stay. Myself and staff have heard from a number of businesses who are looking forward to supporting this opportunity and getting support back through revenue generated by this event. Hockey fans are excited, and we, along with the Growlers, are working with provincial health to determine the allowed capacity for the game. So hopefully that'll be known in short order. And for those who do have tickets, just a reminder, this is a little new to us, although we've done some big events here before. The Pinty's Grand Slam has been here a couple of times, but for the first time, we're going to go through the Vax Pass process, and we'll work through that. So a little bit of patience on the first night, and we're hoping that things will go very smoothly. So we're kicking off the first Growlers homestand this coming Friday night, and they'll be back again for 3 more games the following Friday night. It was also this past week my honor to join members of the Royal Canadian Legion Branch 50 here in Conception Bay South to sign this year's Poppy Proclamation. It's this time of year as we lead up to Remembrance Day to reflect and honor the sacrifices of those who have fought for our freedom and to protect our democracy. I was joined by members of the Legion, including this year's Poppy Campaign Chairman Ralph Parmenter. So I encourage everyone, when you're out to the local stores and wherever the poppies are, to drop a few coins into the box and wear your poppy proudly and in honor of the veterans. Also, as well as mentioned earlier, congratulations to all the nominees and winners from this year's Bright Business Awards event. Took place during Small Business Week. It's always great to honor our business community and to work with them to help where they can help them ensure their success here in our community. We're currently developing a business attraction video focused on highlighting what makes our town an ideal place for doing business. So well done, everyone, and we hope you all have a great year for sure. The Pumpkin Walk, that was incredible last night. And look, if you weren't there, go on some of the social media. You're going to see pictures of some fantastic pumpkins, more than 800, I think Councillor Butler mentioned earlier. Talented carvers here in our town. It's almost getting to a competition. And I hear from the community garden group that they're thinking about having a bit of a carving competition next year. So that'll just add to that event, and that'll be fantastic. And I also want to thank some of the groups that helped out with the community garden group. The first CBS Scouts and Cubs were down there helping people get through to see all of the pumpkins, so that's fantastic. And I just want to mention this. One CBS resident who is having some great success this year, Justin Fancy. And I've been back and forth a little bit of conversation with Justin. He is now the first Canadian country artist to be featured on the Press Play at Home performance series on Grammy.com. So congrats to Justin and all the best for what I'm sure is going to be a fantastic career. And I just want to finish off this evening with something that I neglected to mention at the first meeting, but it was a dedication that took place that I attended along with some of the other councillors. It was for a special place in the park off Carrot Close to honor the memory of Caden Little. There's now a park bench, a storyboard done in his memory. And of course, Caden bravely battled cancer and through his battle inspired so many of us. It was great to be on hand with his family, Mom and Dad, Daniel and Michael, and his brother Alex. And the RNC were there. They have been great supporters throughout, and the fire department members from our town to honor Caden. And Caden was a huge Star Wars fan, so I'm going to finish tonight by saying, so may Caden's force be with us all. That's it for new business, so if we can move right along to recommendations of Planning and Development Committee Chair, Councillor Hillier.
Thank you, Your Worship. Yes, Your Worship, our committee met on October 26th, and these are recommendations that we bring forward from that meeting. Number one, recommendation, be it so resolved that in accordance with subsections 108(3)(e) and G of the Urban and Rural Planning Act 2000, approval is granted for development of a dwelling at 14 to 18 Dove Place to replace a dwelling at the property that has deteriorated beyond repair, notwithstanding the absence of frontage on a public road and the absence of municipal water and sewer services. So moved.
Seconder, Councillor Butler. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Your Worship, we're going to defer number 2 on Minerals Road, waiting on some more information.
Okay.
Number 3, 1921 Golden Road. Be it so resolved that in accordance with subsection 1083D of the Urban and Rural Planning Act 2000, application number 753, received on August 6, 2021 for change in non-conforming use from a general garage to a light industrial use powder coating at 19 to 21 Golden Road, be approved in consideration that the Council is of the opinion that the proposed use is more compatible with the neighbourhood than the previous use of the property. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Barrett, any discussion?
Yes, Your Worship, we come by that opinion as a result of our staff dropping by those premises and seeing the work that's proposed to go on there, and as we say, it's considerations. It's more compatible than the garage that was there in the past.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Okay, passed.
Number 4, Your Worship, we're also going to defer until we're asking for some further information.
Sure.
Number 5, 30 Flats Road. Be it so resolved that the
Excuse me,
town...
Councillor Heller, I believe I declared a conflict in that Flats Road
You did.
matter because I have a brother who lives in the area.
Okay. Councillor Hillier.
Number 30 Flats Road. Be it so resolved that the town seek quotes for qualified professional geotechnical engineering firms to undertake a study to assess the risk of landslides and slope failures along the embankments of the Manuels River north of Route 60. And further, be it so resolved that the approval of application number 2021-159 received on June 9, 2021 for development of a single dwelling at 30 Flats Road be rescinded pending completion of a geotechnical study to assess the risk of landslides and slope failures along the embankments of Manuels River north of Route 60. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Barrett. Discussion?
Yes, Your Worship, we had a landslide along that strip of Manuels River earlier in the year, and we want to make sure that the area is okay for development moving forward, and I guess the area that would be most affected would be potential development along Flats Road, Martha's Place, that area.
Yep. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. We can bring Councillor Tilley back in.
Number 6, 103 Fowlers Road, recommendation. Be it so resolved that in accordance with Council's discretionary authority, application number 882 received on September 13, 2021, and application numbers 934, 935, and 936 received on September 29, 2021, seeking approval of a retaining wall, fence, pool, and deck at 103 Fowlers Road be refused due to the location of the structures in the front and side yard of the property, which is contrary to the requirement of town regulations. So moved.
Do we have a seconder? Councillor Connors. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Passed.
Number 7, 202 Seal Cove Road. Be it so resolved that in accordance with Section 17 of the town's fence regulations, a privacy fence must be constructed along the western side boundary such that it is set back from the front property boundary by 5 metres at 202 Seal Cove Road in association with a proposed postal outlet. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Connors. Discussion?
Yes, Your Worship, we're working with Canada Post, trying to get they want to put a postal outlet on that lot, and we're just working with them to make sure that we get it right from the beginning.
Sure. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? It's passed.
And finally, blanket statement, Your Worship, be it so resolved that the decision and recommendations made at the Planning and Development Committee meeting on October 26, 2021 be accepted as presented. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Barrett. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you, Your Worship. That's it.
Okay, recommendations of Engineering and Public Works Committee, Chair, Councillor Tilley.
Thank you, Your Worship. The following are recommendations that come from our Public Works Committee meeting of October 26, 2021. The first one is the dreaded supply and delivery of road sand for our winter season. Be it so resolved that the approval be given to award the supply and delivery of road sand to Farrell's Excavating Limited at $18.92 per tonne, including taxes. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Hardy. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
And number 2 is an approval to dispose of one of our town vehicles, a 2010 Ford Cube van, Unit 268. And that van, I believe, Director Norris comes from our Water and Sewer Service Division. So we got 11 good years out of it, and it's time for it to be disposed of. So be it so resolved that approval be given to dispose by tender of the 2010 Ford Cube van, Unit 268. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Butler. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
And Your Worship, before I read the blanket recommendation, I just want to talk about a few things that we had at our meeting. The first has to do with traffic calming. All traffic calming devices approved in our 2021 budget have been installed, and of course, the most recent installations include raised rapid flashing beacon signs at crosswalks along Route 60 in the area of Kid H Turn and Monument Road. I just want to remind residents as well, the Curbside leaf collection program will be offered again this year during the weeks of November 16th to 19th and the 23rd to 26th. And we ask that everyone go to our town website to find out what day your scheduled pickup is. And as well, there's a disruption in our waste collection holiday schedule. Residents are advised that the waste and recycling schedule for the areas of 3A, 3B, scheduled for Thursday, November 11th, will be collected on Saturday, November 13th for this week only due to the Remembrance Day holiday. So be it so resolved that the recommendations and decisions made at the Engineering and Public Works Committee meeting of October 26, 2021 be accepted as presented. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Hillier. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried. Recommendations of the Recreation Leisure Services Committee. Chair, Councillor Moores.
Thank you, Mayor Bent. We met on October 25th, the presentation of recommendations for the Recreation Leisure Services Committee. Recommendation, be it so resolved that the recommendations decisions made at the Recreation Leisure Services meeting of October 25th, 2021 be accepted as presented. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Hillier. All in favor? Aye. Contrary minded? Recommendations of the Financial Administrative Services Committee. Deputy Mayor Andrea Goss. Microphone, Mayor Goss.
Sorry about that. Thank you, Mayor Bent. I'd like to present the recommendations of the Financial Administrative Service Committee meetings held on October 25th, 2021. The first one is the ratification of accounts payable checks. The recommendation, be it so resolved that approval be given to ratify accounts payable checks previously released totaling $245,117.36 as per the attached report. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Hardy. Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Contrary minded? Okay.
And number 2, accounts payable check register. Recommendation, be it so resolved that approval be given to pay accounts payable checks totaling $512,314.44 as per the attached report. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Connors. Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Contrary minded? Okay.
Mayor Bent, I have to excuse myself from the manual checks number 3 and 4, as there are a couple of small items coming up that are related to a business I am involved in. I pass it on to Councillor Hardy.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Councillor Hardy.
Thank you, Mayor. Number 3, ratification of manual checks previously released. Recommendation, be it so resolved that approval be given to ratify the payment of manual checks previously released totaling $694,265.22. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Butler. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Okay.
Number 4, manual checks. Recommendation, be it so resolved that approval be given to approve the payment of manual checks totaling $694,265.22.
Seconder.
So moved.
Councillor Barrett. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Okay, thank you, Councillor Hardy. We can get the Deputy Mayor back in, please. Number 5, Deputy Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor Bent. The 5th item, direct payments. Oh, wait now. Recommendation. Be it so resolved that approval be given to ratify direct payments totaling $594,586.33. So moved.
Seconder, Councillor Hardy. Any discussion? All in favor? Contrary minded? Okay.
Number 6, ratification of capital invoices. Recommendation. Be it so resolved that approval be given to ratify the payment of capital invoices totaling $432,386.69 as included. So moved.
Okay, we have a list of them there and what they're for. Seconder, Councillor Moores. Any discussion? All in favor? Contrary minded? Okay.
Number 7, capital invoices. Recommendation. Be it so resolved that approval be given to pay capital invoices totaling $406,556.56 as included, listed here in our document. So moved.
Seconder, Councillor Hardy. Discussion? All in favor? Contrary minded? Okay.
And number 8, tax and other receivables adjustment. Recommendation. Be it so resolved that approval be given to adjust tax and other receivable accounts as follows. We have a read WO 004 $116.99, Music 005 request denied, J&J AU 001 7183. So moved.
Seconder, Councillor Hardy. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Okay.
Number 9 is a donation request for the Holy Spirit High School. Recommendation. Be it so resolved that approval be given for the donation of $250 to the Holy Spirit High School in support of their annual scholarship and awards program. Funds are available in account number 01-101-1000-7705. So moved.
Seconder, Councillor Barrett. Discussion? And I believe this one and the next one, these are annual donation amounts that the council makes for these awards each year. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Okay.
And number 10, donation request for Queen Elizabeth Regional High School. Recommendation. Be it so resolved that approval be given for the donation of $250 to Queen Elizabeth Regional High School in support of their annual scholarship and awards program. Funds are available in account 01-101-1000-7705. So moved.
Seconder, Councillor Hillier. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Okay.
And last item, the Financial and Administrative Services Committee report. Recommendation, be it so resolved, that the recommendations, decisions made at the Financial and Administrative Services Committee meeting of October 25th, 2021 be accepted as presented. So moved.
Seconder, Councillor Moores. Discussion? All in favor? Contrary minded? Okay.
Thank you, Mayor Bent.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Recommendations of the Economic Development and Tourism Committee, Councillor Butler.
Thank you, Your Worship. Presentation of recommendations of meetings held on October 25th, 2021. Number 1 recommendation, 2021 Disaster Mitigation and Adaptation Fund. Recommendation. Be it so resolved that approval be given to make application under the 2021 Disaster Mitigation and Adaptation Fund for the repair of the inner Seal Cove Pond shoreline and trestle, as well as the T Railway Phase 4 for a total project cost of $1,333,448. So moved.
Seconder, Councillor Hillier. Discussion?
Yes, Your Worship, a little bit of background here. It remains a goal of Council to complete the final 4 kilometres of the trailway from Doyle's Road to Indian Pond and upgrade it to the standards of the 14 kilometres of developed trail our residents and visitors have come to enjoy. The area is also popular for boaters as a key access point to enter Conception Bay at Seal Cove Pond. In 2020, the town completed engineering on the final 4 kilometres, and it was deemed that the trestle at Seal Cove Pond was needed to be replaced. During the storm events over the last 2 years, the shoreline of both Seal Cove Pond inside the trestle, as well as the trestle walls, have become compromised. If successful, the funding application to the Disaster Mitigation Fund will provide up to 40% of the funds to replace the trestle, stabilize the shoreline inside the trestle at Seal Cove Pond, and complete upgrades to the final 4 kilometres of the trailway. The town will then work to secure the remaining 60% of funds required to complete this work. Staff continue to explore any and all cost-sharing opportunities for this project.
Thank you, Councillor Butler. And yes, it would be fantastic to be able to avail of funding through the Disaster Mitigation Adaptation Fund to get this work done. The people in the Seal Cove area of town have waited a long time to get the groomed trail out there and get that trestle fixed so that it's approved and usable. Any other discussion on this one? All right, so all in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Okay.
And our blanket recommendation, be it so resolved that the recommendations and decisions made at the Economic Development and Tourism Committee meeting of October 25th, 2021 be accepted as presented. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Moores. Discussion? All in favor? Contrary minded? All right, well, thank you very much, everyone, and that brings to an end. I believe there's no other committee reports tonight, is there? We've appointed a number of council are now taking on committee positions with groups outside of the regular council committees, so we may hear something in the next public meeting regarding some of those committees and the work that they're doing. And of course, the Municipalities Newfoundland and Labrador Conference is this weekend, and Councillor Butler, I believe you're off to that, and you're going to be at the Premier's Forum as well?
Yes, actually, yes, I should probably have mentioned that before. I will be, yes, I'm 7 a.m. flight tomorrow morning. I'm off to Corner Brook via Deer Lake. And myself and Sheila O'Leary will be chairing and vice chairing the Women's Caucus Symposium, which will be all afternoon tomorrow. And then I'll be attending the conference sessions. There will be a number of them going on from Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday morning I am a delegate at the Premier's Forum. So, and that's all about regionalization. So that should be very interesting, and I'm looking forward to discussion. Thanks, Mayor.
Fantastic, Councillor Butler. I'm not sure, Councillor Tilley, are you still in at this, or are you? I know that your work commitments very big this time.
Unfortunately, I work for Eastern Health, and I'm heavily involved into this issue, so unfortunately I got to drop out.
Yeah, that's too bad. And of course, other councillors will be able to avail of Municipalities Newfoundland and Labrador Conference online this year, so some of them will be involved as well. So that's it for this evening. Can I have a motion for adjournment? So moved from Councillor Connors, seconded by Councillor Butler. Thank you very much, everyone. Good night. We'll be back in 2 weeks' time.